Dave, a disappointing afternoon for Stockport County. What did you make of the performance today?
Disappointed with our first half performance, although we had moments and created a couple of decent chances to go in front. Conceded a poor goal just before half time, and that allowed I suppose them to manage the game or play the game in which they wanted to, and it became a frustrating afternoon with obviously a potential bright spot where we did build a bit of momentum but then shot ourselves in the foot.
As you said there, having set the bar so high over the last few weeks and months, there did seem to be maybe a little bit of a lack of intensity in that first half. What do you put that down to?
I think you've got to. We'll set out game plans and stuff in terms of how we think a game might go. So if you look at their shape over the past 5 or 6 games, it's been 4-4-2. The first 15 minutes they were almost a 4-3-3 if you like. So we have to adapt to that. You've got to look at what you're playing on in terms of the surface. It's a lively surface. The wind was at our back, so balls, probably straight balls, were going to be difficult to stay out. We needed to play back to front more, and despite messages getting on to centre backs, they persisted in passing the ball side to side to each other with no intensity. The times we did play forward, we have Paddy has a real good chance. Will gets down the side, and we have another chance through. Don't get me wrong, not great football by any stretch, but functional football that puts the ball in the right areas for us and puts them on the back foot. We didn't do that enough in the first half. Which, when that's the case, then you ultimately have to make changes. Hence, making the changes at half time. You have to defend properly, otherwise, like I say, you'll give teams an opportunity to play the game how they want to play the game, and not give ourselves the best chance.
Miles and Ollie came on at half time. Certainly both went on to have an impact in the second half, but I suppose conceding that second goal so early in the second half made it an uphill task.
It was still 40 minutes of the game to go, and we're still well in the game, as you could see by the fact we score, and then even with 10 men, then we have a perfectly good goal. Well, Paddy's going to put it in open net, disallowed for offside, which is never offside. And Ollie has a great chance at the end, apart from other moments where we're making a team with 11 men defend and get behind the ball. So regardless of that, we were still well in the game, and we still had an opportunity to get something from it. We ultimately shot ourselves in the foot after we scored, and that then makes it more difficult.
Let's talk about the red card. It obviously killed a little bit of the momentum after just getting a goal back. What was your view on the decision? I'll
first say, listen, our sport has been fantastic coming here and travelling. We don't need someone throwing a flare on after we've just scored and then there being a 2-minute delay. That's just, as much as Will's stupidity and he'll be punished for it, that's stupidity. That doesn't help us. The game then gets canned for 2 minutes. We then have a red card within another minute.
Kills the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely, and both them incidents did that. And they just, again, get embroiled with what's going on in the game. You've got to stay in the moment. You've got to stay relaxed and stay composed around what you're doing. Yes, keep that momentum up, but we need to keep the ball on the pitch, and we need to keep pushing them back and let them get nervy. We let them off the hook a little bit by those things happening.
You certainly still kept plugging away even with 10 men. You had that big chance at the end for Ollie Crankshaw as well, and I suppose it's just that little lack of clinical edge today.
Yeah, we certainly didn't take our chances in the first half and in the second half. Connor had two really good opportunities. One that's across, I think, from Ollie, that at the far stick that needs a contact on, and a corner that's put in. We score, like I say, a decent goal from a second phase from a corner, and then we have, like I say, other opportunities which we don't take. And certainly when you move forward and when you get to this part of the season, you have to take them. But moving forward, the higher you go, you've got to be clinical in terms of you're not going to tear teams open and create really good opportunities on a high number of occasions over the course of 90 minutes. So when they do come, you have to take them away, and we've not took them today, and ultimately that ends up costing you. But there are other facets of the game that need to be, like I say, need to be better from us. We'll take ownership in terms of controlling what we can control. We know there'll be inconsistencies, and there'll be people saying that this should be a red card, that should be a red card, that wasn't offside, that is offside. That's not something that we can control. We have to deal with it. Unfortunately, it's a consequence of us being where we are, and that's not going to change. So we'll take today on the chin. We're disappointed, but we'll move on.
Still in a good position as well, of course. I suppose results over the last few months mean you can afford the odd slip up here and there, but next week is a big week now. Those 2 games.
They're all big weeks. As I said there, like I say, we've earned ourselves the opportunity to have an off day or have a decision go against us that costs us a game through what we've done over the last 3 or 4 months. But I think, listen, we're going to be judged after 44 games. I think I've been there before, and you get to this point in the season and everyone wants it doing tomorrow and everyone wants it doing by this point and that point. With 5 games to go, we're judged on 5 games, not on. It makes no difference as long as we're sat where we want to be sat on the 15th of May. That'll be good enough for me. It might not be great for my heart and my voice, and it might not be great for the supporters, because, as I've said before, they go through the whole, I suppose, rigmarole of ups and downs and roller coaster ride and all those types of emotions. But that's the point we're in. We're in a great position. Everyone wants us to slip up, to give them an opportunity. We're just, like I say, we'll stick to our business and do what it takes.
Dave, thanks for your time today.
Cheers, thank you.